than to deal with the issue. And so I have to say to you, Mayor Fisher, we want to thank you for your leadership, but we want to say that if for any reason these officers are not indicted, that you must instruct your police department to fire every single one of them on the spot. That is called getting justice for Breonna Taylor. Thank you very much.
And what do you make of the police reforms that were announced? I mean, specifically, the no-knock warrant has, come under fire. I wonder what you think the future is for the no-knock warrant, not just in Kentucky, obviously, but sort of federally.
I think the future is bad, and I think it should be bad. The no-knock warrant is not something that's been around for an incredibly long time. Its shelf life has actually been fairly small, and it really gained a lot of ground during the 1980s in the war on drugs. And, I think there's a lot of evidence that it is extremely dangerous for precisely the reasons that were played out in this story with Breonna Taylor. Now, I think there were also some problems here. So we can conflate two things, which is one, the no-knock warrant itself is dangerous, and then two, it was badly applied here because it seems as if, and I don't know that the facts are fully clear here, but it really should, the magistrate only should give a no-knock warrant when it is clear that the people in the house would actually have cameras or something such that they would see the approach of the officers and then pose a danger to the officers or destroy the evidence. And there was no evidence, as far as I know, that Breonna Taylor had any such thing, cameras or any kind of surveillance such that she could have seen the approach. So that seems like a failure in the execution of the no-knock warrant. So there are sort of two levels of problems. One is, no-knock warrant itself can be very, very dangerous. And two, it can be applied poorly here, when it's either the fault of the magistrate or fault of the officers that it's not actually being applied as the law demands, which is proof that there would be some kind of danger or destruction of evidence absent this warrant.
How unusual is it to announce police reforms as part of a settlement? I mean, is that something that can be quantified in a settlement?
I don't think it's so unusual in these kinds of settlements, because I think the family wants multiple things, and the city wants to in some ways reach a resolution that will give some kind of closure to this. So it's not incredibly unusual that this kind of thing will happen. And I think, at its best, it works exactly this way, where there's kind of a monetary settlement, but there's an addressing the root, an effort to address the root of the problem.
Even really young kids are feeling what's going on right now. How should parents be talking to them about this whole question of racial justice?
How do we embrace this moment and turn it into real change?
What we really must focus on is moving from protesting to policy.
Storm, Hurricane Sally, is slowly churning over the Gulf of Mexico and is expected to make landfall early Wednesday morning. Heavy wind and waves have already picked up along the Louisiana and Mississippi coastlines. Some areas are starting to see storm surge. Evacuations are also well underway in the region. People are filling sandbags to help reduce the expected flooding and heavy rain. David Begnaud is in Mobile, Alabama, with more on how people are preparing for Sally.
How you doing there? Y'all call yourself executioners. Got your ass executed. And I want to deliver the message to the family of these kids. I hope they fucking die. I hope they fucking die. Yeah. Just like that.
What we were able to accomplish today through the civil settlement against the officers is tremendous, but it's only a portion of a single layer. When officers cause the death of an individual, it is imperative that we seek justice not only in the criminal system, but also in our civil system. That's when we hold people financially responsible. But it's important to know here that a financial settlement was non-negotiable without significant police reform, and that's what we were able to do today. What we were able to accomplish today through the civil settlement against the officers is tremendous, but it's only a portion of a single layer. When officers cause the death of an individual, it is imperative that we seek justice not only in the criminal system, but also in our civil system. That's when we hold people financially responsible. But it's important to know here that a financial settlement was non-negotiable without significant police reform, and that's what we were able to do today.